Take me into what you've been able to develop inside the Keyword Explorer.
Yeah, let me just kind of talk about it conceptually. I don't want to overpitch, and it's been a long ride for us. A couple of years ago, we had one product, and now I think we have 6. And we're still, and as marketers, we're still trying to figure out how to cope with that and what that means. But we wanted to, if you've ever done keyword research, which is kind of a foundational activity of SEO, what do I want to rank for? First, I have to make that list. What we do is we go to a whole bunch of different tools. We pull out hundreds and hundreds of keywords. We mash them all up in an Excel spreadsheet until we have thousands.
Yep.
And then we feel good about ourselves for about half an hour. And then we realize we have no idea what to do next or where to start. I apologize. That's my "you better go pick up the children soon" alarm. And, so we get this mega list of all the words. We do this paid search too, all the words we can think of, and then we kind of sit there and realize that now we have to figure out which ones are actually good.
Right.
And even coming up with that list is a very, very tedious manual process. And about 2 years ago, we got to thinking, could we know, as SEOs, we know what that process is like. Could we maybe not automate it, but could we semi-automate it? Could we help you do the process we know we all do every day? And so Keyword Explorer was born out of that, and it's two things. It's a keyword suggestion engine, so you can go in and type in a keyword and multiple sources, and actually, speaking of machine learning, some pretty advanced concept matching that our data science team has built to basically say, hey, based on your keyword, here's a dozen more or a few dozen more we think might be interesting. We'll help you put all those in the list. We'll help you build that list from all the sources you're used to going to. But then the part I was involved with was a scoring system where once you have all those, we're going to look at some factors. The one we traditionally look at is keyword volume. How many searches get made on this?
Which kind of ties into the competitive nature of the keyword itself.
Right. Yeah, obviously we'd rather rank for something that gets 1 million searches than 4. Okay, we all know that.
Yep.
But the problem with that is it doesn't tell you some things. It doesn't tell you, first of all, the more volume a keyword has, usually the harder it'll be to rank on. So what am I up against? So we have a metric called keyword difficulty that's just been, we've had it for a while, but just been recreated. I'm very interested in all these things going on in the SERP. We have ads at the top, we have knowledge panels, we have news and in-depth and images and answer boxes and all these things that can potentially take away from clicks. And so if something is really loaded with that, or if something is really dominated by a brand, it doesn't help me if it gets 1 million clicks if there's nothing left. If there's no organic left to click on, or the best I could be is number 4. And so we have this metric called opportunity that looks at that. It looks at all these things happening around the blue links and subtracts it all out. This page is full of ads and shopping and knowledge panel, and number 1 is dominated by a brand.
Right.
You probably shouldn't bother. And we take all these metrics and we mash them up, and we come up with a score to basically say, hey, if we look at the volume and the opportunity and the difficulty and your own intuition, we let you score that of how important it is. What's kind of the weighted value of this keyword? What keyword should you really go after? And we try to help you determine what that is. So we try and help you create this list and then make sense of it. It all in one holistic process. So yeah, it works. Some of those ideas are new, and they're going to take some evolution. And there's a little bit of math magic, and hopefully not too much hand waving behind it.
Well, I mean, it's
a lot of work behind it, but.
I mean, how long did it take to actually roll this one out? Because I know you took it seriously, and you wanted to give a really useful tool to the Mozzers that are inside your system there. How long did it take to develop this?
It's been almost 2 years.
Really? Yeah. And this pulls from a lot of different sources, like Keyword Planner data, Google Suggest, and different related searches. So this is much more than just a reburnishing of the Keyword Planner tool, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We're trying to get data from a lot of sources, and we have our own conceptual matching engine to try and kind of tell you what things are related to what you're looking at, and and hopefully, really, from a UI perspective, I think, really, we're trying to make it intuitive. All these scores sound very complicated, but the idea at the end of the day is you've got a long list, and if you're a really hardcore technical SEO and you want to dig into each of these individual scores, we're going to give them to you. If you want to look at that list and you want us to tell you where to start, we're going to give you that too.
And you're getting accurate volume as well, as opposed to secondhand third-party tools. I mean, you're piping it straight in from Google, correct?
It is a little more complicated than that, but yeah.
Okay.
So my colleague Russ
short,
Jones just had a blog post.
They've written an algorithm that writes algorithms that.
That one's not quite. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. Yeah, we're trying to. So the Google data needs a lot of interpreting.
Uh-huh.
One of the things Google does that's a little sneaky is if you look at a bunch of keyword volumes from Google, you'll see the same numbers happening over and over, the same very specific numbers. And I'm just going to make this up because I can't remember one, but you'll have a list of 100 keywords, and 17 of them got exactly 3,508 clicks.
Right.
And you go, well, that looks a little weird. And so it turns out that Google bins their data, but they make it look like they don't.
Okay.
And so the numbers you get back aren't actually exact numbers. And so part of the process we got into is trying to interpret what that meant and make that a little more useful and tie in some other data sources. Google has pulled back a lot of their volume data, kind of like not provided. They've taken a lot of data away. And so we tried to look at a few sources, and that's something the team spent a long time on, is the new volume model, and that we're going to keep working on over the next couple of years.
Very cool. Well, it certainly is a useful tool, and you can actually use it for free a couple times, I think, online. If you're a pro user, you already have that in your toolbox, so go check that out. We certainly give thumbs up on that. That's a fantastic tool you guys rolled out there.